What is up, everybody? I am Dion, and this is Melanin and Merlot. Welcome back. I'm super excited to have you guys here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the questions, the comments. Thank you for reaching out to me. I definitely appreciate it. If you have done so, thank you for subscribing to my Instagram, Melanin and Merlot, and also Black Wine TV. I run both of them. And just thank you for being here. I wouldn't come back if I wasn't passionate about it. I just have to re-emphasize it. I am not for the expert wino, right? If you are a som or you're a wine expert, this channel is not for you. This is for my everyday girls, my everyday guys that want to go to the grocery store and buy a bottle of wine, that wants to go down to the wine store and buy a bottle of wine, and they don't understand all of the regions and the complexities and everything that goes into the world of wine, So this is for, the everyday person, and that's why I love it. That's why I can be who I am, and that's why I can do it. As you can see, I got my Seattle Seahawks jersey on. They won today. It is playoff season. Definitely excited. Next week we play the Green Bay Packers. We are going to win, and yes, we're going to make it to the Super Bowl. That is my choice. Russell Wilson is everything. I'm number 12. I'm a fan. I tried to buy his jersey. They're sold out because out of the Seattle Seahawks team that is right now, he's the only person you really know. So the jerseys sell out so quickly. But it's okay. We got Marshawn Lynch back. He was a clutch player today. He got that touchdown. I'm not going to keep going on to football. That's not my industry. That's not my thing. But I love the Seattle Seahawks. So go Seahawks. But back to it. So thank you so much for subscribing. We're going to get into it. Today we're going to talk about just basically two things. The McBride Sisters. So if you follow me on my Instagram, I've posted and talked about the McBride Sisters before. And I'll talk about them today as well. And then we're going to get to talking about how to switch from Moscato. I've had people say, Dion, how do I switch from drinking Moscato all the time to something else? So we'll get into that as well. But first off, McBride Sisters, let's get into them. If you haven't heard, there are two beautiful African-American women that own a company called McBride Sisters. They both share the same father, two different mothers. They both were born in California. One stayed in California. The other one transitioned to where her mother lived or was from, which is New Zealand. Developed a love of wine as they grew up. One developed their love of wine in New Zealand. One developed their love of wine in California. And they grew up and met. And they shared this same interest together, this love of wine together. And now they are the largest Black-owned wine company in, I would like to say in the world. I mean, I don't even know if there's any other place, but they are the largest. So let's get into them. If you do not know, both of them have a couple of different types of wines. There's a rosé champagne that I've tried before, and it's really good. I've gotten a couple of them delivered to me in the mail because it's really hard to kind of find some of these wines in the store. As I do more research, a lot of the wines that are owned by African Americans, you either have to order them online. If you live on the West Coast or East Coast, they're definitely easier to find. I live in the Midwest, so it's a little bit harder for me to find them here in the Midwest area. But at some point, they had them at Walmart. I actually Googled where to find McBride Sisters wine. They had them at Walmart. Apparently, they're all sold out right now. I would love to know when they'll get them back in stock. If I do find out, I definitely will share them with you. But they have several different types of wines. They have a red blend. They have a New Zealand sparkling brut rosé, which I've tried and I loved. And I love the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc as well. So if you don't know, if you learn anything from this, is New Zealand is really known for their Sauvignon Blancs. So if you're out and about and you're looking at a wine menu, or you're at the grocery store or a wine store and you're trying to find a really good Sauvignon Blanc, I would not suggest anything but a New Zealand. That's all I know. You know, like I said, I'm not the wine expert. I'm not the som, but New Zealand is really known for growing and producing really good Sauvignon Blancs, period. There are a lot of countries that are really known for a certain grape. Like Oregon in the United States is really known for Pinot Noir. California is really known, if you ever heard California Cabs. California is really known for that. Then you have Argentina, that's really known for Malbecs. New Zealand is really known for the Sauvignon Blanc. Champagne is really known for their champagne, obviously. So there's certain countries and regions that are really known for certain grapes and certain wine production. So if you know that if I get an Oregon Pinot Noir, it shouldn't be bad versus or Pinot Noir from California. It's just the temperatures are different to produce different types of grapes. So, you know, you really get into it, there's a lot that goes into the production of certain type of grapes. But anyway, back to the McBride Sisters. They have the New Zealand Sparkling Rosé. I believe I said that already. They've also had Black Girl Magic Wine that's recently come out. I believe they teamed up with Black Girls Wine to create this Black Girl Magic Riesling, Rosé, and Blend. I definitely suggest going to their website, McBrideSisters.com, checking them out. Their story is amazing. They're thriving. They seem to be doing very well. They're popping up everywhere. And if you get a chance to be able to order their wines, it's not that bad in price. They range from, I would say, $20 all the way up to $23. So their price range is not bad. They do have multiple package deals as well on their website. Try it out, order it. If you want to support, this is how we have to, you know, support, keep our dollars in our community by supporting other black people that have ownership, right? That's what I always say. If you want to get a vodka, you get Diddy's vodka, Ciroc. If you want to get a champagne, if you can afford it, you get Jay-Z's Ace of Spades. You can also get Ricky Rosé's rosé that he loves so much. So I always say support. McBride Sisters has several different types of wines that are out there. Support it, enjoy it, try it. I definitely will let you know if it's re-up locally. Check their website for store locators. Check a local website, maybe a local wine store in your area. Like I said, if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast, it may be easier for you to purchase. But right now here in the Midwest, I would say not so much. It's really unfortunate. It really boils down to distributorship. You know, where and who can distribute wines. That's basically it. And there's a lot of money and dollars involved into doing that. So it really is easier for people nowadays to develop their own online presence. You go to the website, you order just like Amazon and everybody else. You order, I say if you can order stuff from Amazon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you pick up your phone, you can order, you can do the same thing for wine. Don't get it twisted. I do it all the time. You go online, put in what you want. Your wine is shipped to your door like that. You don't even have to think about it. So check out the McBride Sisters. They're amazing. They're cute. They also have an Instagram presence. So I would say check them out on Instagram, McBride Sisters. They have the website, McBrideSisters.com. And see what else that they're doing. They may be at a local event near you. You don't know. Go on there and see what they have coming up here soon. So now that we have checked in, we've talked about the McBride Sisters. They're awesome. One of the biggest questions that I've been getting here lately is, Dion, how do I switch from drinking Moscato to something else? So I would just say most people that I know have started off drinking Moscato, period. I don't know, it's something about Moscato. It's sweet, it is refreshing, it's crisp. You go from Moscato, then you get into the Moscato d'Asti. Then I remember my friends were always talking about the blue bottle. Let's get the blue bottle, y'all. Let's get that blue bottle. We didn't even say Moscato d'Asti. We didn't even say the name of the label. We just said blue bottle. Let's get the blue bottle. And everybody knew what that was. bring the blue bottle to the party. That was the thing. So Moscato is definitely a first step. You know, people start off not enjoying beer, period. It's disgusting. And then you develop a palate for it. It is the same thing for wines. There's steps. So I really want you guys to sit down and think about, what do you like to drink? Are you the person that when they go to the local coffee shop, do you like a little cream in your coffee or a little coffee in your cream? Meaning, do you need more cream and more sugar in your coffee? Or do you need more coffee, less cream and sugar, or no cream and sugar at all? The things that we intake on the day-to-day basis really helps establish the type of palate that we're going to have, what we're going to enjoy, what we're not going to enjoy. So if you're the type of person that likes a good sugary coffee, you really like a latte, or you really like a frappuccino, you really like cookies and cakes and all that stuff on the day-to-day basis, you enjoy sodas, fruit punch, Kool-Aid, sweet teas, all of that, it really is going to tell your palate what you like and what you don't like. You have a sweet palate? Do you have a palate that likes dry stuff? Do you have an international palate that just likes everything? It just really depends. So a lot of people I know, they really start off with Moscato. They want something sweet, and that's what they want. But like I said in one of the earlier blogs, notice when you go out, a lot of the restaurants, a lot of the bars, a lot of the places that we attend do not carry Moscato. So we got to try something else. I have a few wines here that may help you transition. Depends on your palate. Everybody's different. You always hear people say, are you a white drinker or you're a red drinker? Some people really stick to their reds. They like reds. They enjoy reds. They don't want to do anything else besides reds. Some people love whites. They are fanatics about white wines, and they don't want to do anything else besides a white wine. Then you have people that like to pair their wines with their food. And that's a whole nother subject, because if you really get into a good food pairing, and if you really find a wine and a meal that matches and pairs very well together, it is life-changing. It really is. It changes the way you think about wine. It makes you want to taste other stuff. It makes you want to do food pairings a little bit more. It makes you want to buy different cheeses. It makes you want to go out to different restaurants. It is life-changing. It makes you want to go to a wine store, do wine tastings, taste different things, learn different other types of wines from different regions, grapes you don't even know the name of. Most of the grapes that we talk about, or the wines of Bordeaux, it's what we're used to. It's the known wines, the Merlot, the Cabs, the Rieslings, the Chardonnay, the Sauvignon Blancs. These are wines that we always know, but there's other wines that we're going to get to. And one of them is this one. This is the Sauvignon Blanc. This is Mabali. This is a South African wine, but the main reason I wanted to bring it up is because it is 79% Sauvignon Blanc, 21% Vonier. It is a really good wine to transition from Moscato. It is still fruity. It is semi-sweet. It's not sweet, so there's a little bit of sweetness into it, but it's mainly fruity. So there's a big difference between a fruity wine and a sweet wine. So when you think about fruits, you think about your grapefruits, your raspberry, your apple, your peach, your citrusy fruit. Those are fruity. So because something is fruity does not necessarily mean that it is sweet. So this has a lot of fruit involved into it. There's guava, there's passion fruit, there's melon. So it's going to be fruity, but it's not going to be as sweet as a Moscato, but it's still going to have that hint of sweetness, and it's still going to be that crisp drink that you like. It's going to be very palatable. You're going to love it. You don't necessarily have to get this brand, Mabali. I just wanted to try a South African wine, so I picked this one up. But it's called Sauvignon Blanc, and I will put it right down here. Sauvignon Blanc and Vonier. Really, really good next step. Another next step, if you want something that is a little bit more drier, but not sweet, but definitely fruity, is Sauvignon Blanc. This is my Tau. It is a Sauvignon Blanc, but it's from New Zealand. So it's a New Zealand Marlboro Sauvignon Blanc. It's really good. It's very citrusy, fruity. It's dry. So once you start drinking a dry wine, it's a great way to transition into something like a Merlot or a Cab or a Malbec of some sort. Because once your palate starts understanding the dry, starts understanding the tannin, that pool that comes right back here that makes you want to pop your mouth, you feel it back here. Once your palate starts understanding that and gets used to that on the day-to-day basis, it's kind of like when you drink coffee. If you drink a bitter coffee, you kind of feel it back here. So once you start drinking that and your palate gets used to it, it starts maturing. As we talk wine maturation, it starts maturing in that nature. You can transition, but you have to get used to drinking certain things. And the next one is red Zinfandel. This is an old vine Zinfandel. So this is too fruity. Not too fruity, but it is also fruity. And but it is dry. So it's definitely a great transition if you want something that's fruity. If you want something that still is really good, but it's not a white, it's a red. Yes. This is really good. Don't sleep on the Zinfandels. Most people are used to maybe a white Zinfandel. These red Zinfandels are the truth and can definitely take you to the next level. So we have a Chenin Blanc. I'm sorry. Chenin Blanc and a Voyeur, a Sauvignon Blanc, and a red Zinfandel. And the brands are, it doesn't really matter what the brand is. This is a Lodi, it's cigar, it's an old vine Zinfandel. It really doesn't matter. Your transition is based upon you. It's based upon the region. It's based upon what's at your local grocery store or your local wine shop. That's it. Every region sells different types of wines. What you see in the Midwest, what you see on the East Coast, what you see on the West Coast, definitely on the East Coast, because the East Coast is the restaurant district. They have all the restaurants in the world. They have the largest amount of Psalms that live and reside in that area. They are the restaurant capital. Their wine, their palates, what they do is a completely different world in New York versus the Midwest, down south, and the West Coast. So everything we do is a little bit different based upon our region, but try it. All you can do is try it. All you can do is try to expand your palate, take it to the next level, do something a little different, and get past that Moscato, y'all. Come on. In actuality, Moscato is really supposed to be a dessert wine. So when you go throughout a meal, there's certain wines that you transition into. Moscato is more meant for your dessert at the end of a 3-course or a 5-course meal, or how many courses you want. Moscato is meant to go with your dessert. But it became something that we just started drinking on the day-to-day basis like it's water. And it's fine too. If you're a Moscato person, you're a Moscato person. If you're red, you're red. If you're white, you're white. If you're ready to transition to another type, that is open for you as well. And like I said, your palate is different. It really depends on what you intake. One tip outside of what I've told you that I think is really serious for a lot of women is that if you are in the stages of menopause, this has nothing to do with nothing but everything. If you are in the stages of menopause, I've noticed that a lot of women that drink sweets, sweet wines like your Rieslings, your Moscatos, your Lambrusco, that's another wine, they tend to have more hot flashes. So think about that. I'm not a doctor or an expert, but I've just noticed that when I'm out with my aunts and my mom and they have been chilling all day, then they sit down and they order that Moscato, they order that Coca-Cola, they order a dessert, they order something that is sweet. The next minute, they are flashing. They're having their own personal summer. And that's just something I want you guys to think about when you go through life and you're drinking your wines. Pay attention to how your body reacts to it. Every wine is different for everybody. Your palate is different. Your lifestyle is different. You're moving in a different direction in life than other people. I love very dry, earthy, gravel, water running over rocks, pit of the dirt, full of body and tannin. I love it. If you've ever had a red wine and you tasted it and you said it tastes like dirt, I hear people say that it tastes like dirt. Like it tastes like gravel or something like that. It is true. That is some of the wines, I have to use in layman terms, flavors that it takes over based upon where that grape is grown. So if a grape is grown in an area where there's a lot of rock, a lot of gravel, the dirt is different, the trees is different, the air is different, the wood is different, the barrel is different that it sits in. It really takes on that flavor of that region. So I know flavored is not the word. I don't need nobody commenting. Tell me flavor is the word. But for my everyday people, when you pick up something, you talk about the flavor, right? So we're talking about the flavor. But anyway, like I said, everybody's palate is different. Try something new, okay? The next time you go out to get you a bottle of wine, I really want you guys to try something new. If you're one of those Moscato drinkers, try something new. Don't be scared. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing, guy. Do your thing. Try it. If you don't like it, some places actually allow you to bring the bottle back, but mainly if it's funky or skunky, not because you don't like it. But try it out. You know, don't waste the bottle. Like I said, start off with your Viognier or Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc is a good option. And please do not sleep. Do not sleep on the Zinfandel. The red Zinfandel. All right, you guys. Again, thank you for joining me. Make sure you follow me at Melanin and Merlot, at Black Wine TV. Check me out and subscribe. Click on the button below. Please subscribe. Don't go away without subscribing. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. Tell your mama. Tell your sister. Tell your cousin. Tell your auntie. Tell the person at work. Subscribe, y'all. Join me. I'm here every Monday. That's how I plan to download this, every Monday. As much as possible, if I'm able to. But anyway, thank you guys. Until next time, try something new. Have a glass of wine. I am Dion, and this is Melanin and Merlot.